Welcome back to the Iconic Cinema Film channel. Today we're going to be talking about Tenet. So if you haven't seen this film, I'll give you a spoiler warning. Although having now seen it twice, it's still really difficult to explain to someone what Tenet is actually about. Tenet is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, whose body of work has been some of the greatest since the start of the 2000s. With films such as the Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, and Inception, the bar has been set unbelievably high. Yet with installments such as Memento and Dunkirk, you know that Christopher Nolan's films can be a little bit confusing due to the use of non-chronological storytelling. And yes, Tenet is no exception. This mind-blowing film rests on the premise of time inversion, in which an object can be moved forward or backward in time. It's not your simple Back to the Future time travel story, but something you might want Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory to explain. However, a quote at the beginning of this film best explains the ride you will go on. Don't try to understand it, feel it. So the film starts out in an opera house with some beautiful wide shots setting the stage, and in the background audio, the orchestra is getting ready to put on a symphony, much like Nolan is getting ready to put on another masterpiece. Right off the bat, we see a group of terrorists taking over the venue, and the intensity is just ramped up to a 9 by the accompaniment of Ludwig Göransson's music, called One Night in Tallinn. It's absolutely brilliant. 5 seconds in the opening sequence, and you're already hooked like Jaws in one of its victims. It's loud, there's bullets whizzing by, and you know immediately that it's high stakes. Then in a moment of quiet cover, you see a damaged hole in the wall start to fill in, and a bullet flies out in reverse from the wall. The scene moves extremely quickly, and by the end of it, you are still trying to grasp what just happened. Luckily, Nolan gives us a debrief along with the protagonist who is portrayed by John David Washington to catch us up to speed. So the underlying plot of Tenet is the prevention of an extinction-level event that affects both time and space. Surely a task of this magnitude is going to require some help. It's here that we are introduced to the scene-stealing character Neil, played by Robert Pattinson. I must say that the chemistry between Washington and Pattinson is clearly evident, and it's one of the highlights in the world building. So instead of focusing on the plot of the film, I opted to focus on some of the action sequences that we see. There are a half dozen intense set pieces where we see everything from a building scale ascension, a full-sized airliner crashing into a building and blowing up, yes, a 747, that was real, an unforgettable car chase sequence that can only be compared to the freeway chase scene from The Matrix Reloaded. I could continue to the climax, but I will leave that for you to watch. Instead, I wanted to shift focus onto one of the most intriguing fight scenes I've seen in recent time, and that is where the protagonist fights someone that is fighting in reverse. What this translates into is that not only do we get 2 minutes and 17 seconds of highly skilled combat choreography, but a fight scene in which the actors and stunt team had to learn to fight and perform these moves in reverse. It really does pay off on so many different levels. This leaves me with one last thing. The editor of this film, Jennifer Lame, probably had the most difficult job on this project. I can't even begin to imagine how that was tackled. She needs 2 Oscars and a vacation for what she has been able to pull off here. This film is rich on so many levels, from the technical level of filmmaking, the casting, and the deep concepts of fate and free will. They all play a part in creating a modern masterpiece. And for those reasons, Iconic Cinema gives Tenet a 5 out of 5 rating. Thank you for watching this Iconic Cinema video. Let me know if you have any interesting theories in the comments below. Have a good day.